So which is the world's best camera smartphone?
iPhone.
Of course, expected.
Pixel 6 Pro.
Wrong. This is world's best smartphone camera, and you know what? I disagree with it. But we'll talk about this in detail. And by the way, please adjust with the audio for some videos. We are in the process of making something really new. So meanwhile, and just look at this box. This is Honor Magic 4 Ultimate. And before we get to the camera, quickly see this grand big box. You have the phone. You get this grand case. It feels like leather finish. You have this 100-watt adapter, USB A to Type-C cable. You also get earphones. Wow, do these look familiar?
Black AirPods.
Yeah. Anyways, everything aside, this is the Honor Magic 4 Ultimate. Damn, this is heavy. Like, even without the case. Manu, take a guess.
It's pretty heavy. I think 250 grams, 230 grams.
You would be surprised. It weighs in like 250 grams.
Damn.
And with the case, it's about 270 grams. Like, just for example, Asus ROG phones weighs in like 235, 240 grams. It's heavier than a gaming phone. Now, finally, let's talk about the cameras. I've never seen so many camera sensors in my life. You get a 50 megapixel main sensor, which is almost 1 inch. For perspective, 1 inch sensor is something you get in Sony's handheld vlogging camera, RX100, etc. You also get a 64 megapixel ultra wide angle camera. You again get a 50 megapixel spectral camera, which is just secondary to assist the ultra wide and main sensor in low light or just increase sharpness. Then you have a 64 megapixel 3.5x optical zoom or periscope camera. Then there's a 3D time of flight sensor. You also have a flicker sensor, and if you thought that's it, on the front you have this 12 megapixel sensor, and again you have a 3D time of flight sensor for better portrait mode photos and face detection. At this point, it's like 120, 150 watt fast charging. Like, how much is too much? Well, how good is it, right? Manu sir, please pose. So it seems to be doing a really good job in portrait mode, edge detection, which normally phones struggle. Like you see here, the same iPhone 13 photo, the hair area is completely blurred out. But the question is, Prateek, why are you calling it the best smartphone camera in the world? Well, because there is a third-party agency like DxOMark which rates smartphone camera, and here's the official smartphone camera ranking. You have Honor Magic 4 Ultimate at the top 1, and you have iPhone 13 Pro at 5th and Google Pixel 6 Pro at 8th. Samsung S22 Ultra at 16th position. But aren't those like the best smartphone camera over the internet? Well, there are a few things to understand here. DxOMark can be considered like a benchmarking app like Antutu, where you open the app, run some tests, and they measure the CPU, GPU, RAM, and storage of the device and give it a score. Same, DxOMark takes the phone, tests the camera in their lab, and give it a score. But here's something which people miss. Now, before we even go to the DxOMark rating, DxOMark is owned by a company called DxO Labs. Now, DxO Lab helps and consults smartphone manufacturers on how to improve their camera. And they also charge a fee to the company to design cameras that can score better on the DxOMark test. Now, I'm not saying DxOMark scores are biased, fake. They have a pretty good review process, but here's where the problem starts. This overall score in the chart that you see, now, DxOMark doesn't reveal what contributes how much to the overall score. Like, for example, Honor Magic 4 Ultimate is the #1 ranked smartphone, so it should have better video and photos, right? Right? Well, I was reading the reviews and scores, and turns out iPhone 13 Pro has better video and better video score than Honor Magic 4. But in the overall ranking, it's 5th. How? So that's all confusing, right? Well, we are here to test out the truth, and we'll be taking some videos alongside the iPhone 13, and we'll be taking some photos alongside the Google Pixel 6. Now, I have some really interesting things to show, and see, if you look at this video over here, the right one is iPhone 13 and on the left is Honor Magic 4 Ultimate. First of all, I have to give it, if you pause right at the start of the video, the Honor Magic 4 has so good natural blur. The bigger sensor is just... But here, when we move towards the sun, the focus shifting on the iPhone is so smooth and the Honor gets blurred. And not just that, if you look, the entire sky is visible on the iPhone 13, and here on the Honor, it's blown out. And if you think this is one instance, here, let me give you a live demo. Like, I'll point to the light and you can see how it works. the Honor Magic 4 starts flickering, and even the exposure shifting is not just that smooth. And we have tried it multiple times. The HDR light control is just better on the iPhone 13. And fun fact, the Honor Magic 4 also has an anti-flicker sensor. And in photos, here's Google Pixel 6. If you zoom into the picture, like look at the portrait mode blur on Pixel 6. It's near perfect. And even my skin tone on Pixel 6 is close to natural. And Honor just tries to brighten up the face. And same with Manu's photo over here. Look at the t-shirt color, the skin tone. It's all better on Google Pixel 6. And we took hundreds of photos on the Pixel 6, iPhone 13 and the Honor Magic 4 Ultimate. Well, here's the thing. If you see AnTuTu, all the top scoring phones are Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. And of course, those are powerful phones. But what's the one problem with those chips this entire year? They overheat. But does the AnTuTu benchmark score tell you that? Well, that's the thing with benchmark and scores. They can be gamed. I can tune my phone to perform better in certain situations so that I turn out best in the benchmark. Like DxOMark values optical zoom lenses, so phone with more cameras of course rate higher in the graph. But that doesn't mean they are good in real life, right? Practically, as I showed you, things are quite different. Now to see what people really like, so out of these two photos, which one do you prefer the most? Like which one do you like?
Hi, both are really good, to be honest. If you see the blur in this portion compared to this one is a bit too much, looks artificial, but in this one, it's quite subtle. I think I would pick this one, the one on the left.
It's the Honor Magic 4 Ultimate.
The hair stand is more refined and cut out in left image, and right image is all blurred. Right one is also very good, but I like the left one overall.
Even I prefer the left one, it is Pixel 6.
Nice.
And it's not like it's a bad smartphone camera. Like sometimes it takes really good photos compared to the Pixel 6 and iPhone 13 in low light. That natural bokeh blur that you get, that's really good. But then calling it the best smartphone camera in the world, that's slightly a bit too much. Overall, this is not a bad phone. If it launched in India, it would cost somewhere around 86,000 to 90,000. It's a flagship phone for that. So of course, it has this ceramic back, it has 100 watt fast charging, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, NFC, 50 watt fast wireless charging, reverse wireless charging, IP68 rating, basically everything that you expect from a flagship smartphone. But the point is, what did we learn from this video? Well, a lot of smartphones are DxO #1, AnTuTu's highest scoring, toughest military grade phone. Actually, it sounds nice. And it is good to attract your attention. Very good for marketing. But before making a purchase decision, watch reviews and subscribe to TechVisor to stay wiser. Shameless request. And not just us. There are lots of good reviews on YouTube from other creators. Watch those too. On that note, this is Pratik signing off. See you in the next video. Pew pew.